in front of his sister and in front of her grandchildren. I've been an activist since I've seen that they could just expunge the life of a black woman in front of our eyes and tell us bullshit in the media, get protected by the judiciary and walk away with it. I've been an activist from that day because the anger and the rage that has created inside me cannot subside. The anger and the rage that I feel having seen what that one incident has done to this man, to his family, not just those that were there at the time, but those that was to come afterwards. The anger that I see, that I feel. Where's Winston? Where's Winston? Yo, who knows Winston Silcott? I'm coming to you, Winston. Who knows Winston Silcott? The anger that I feel when after they killed his mum and we made a stand, they came and they framed Winston Silcott for the murder of PC Keith Blakelock. The anger that I feel to know that we've had 1,750 people die in police custody since 1990 and no one arrested and no one in prison, and I find out that we kill one, or one happens to die on Broadwater farm, and they would arrest 300 and odd people for that. They would frame 6 people for that. They would convict 3 people for that, framing them, setting them up, and that they would keep on coming back. In 2013, they arrested Nicky Jacobs for the murder of PC Blakelock. 85 Blakelock died, and in 2013, they're still arresting people for that crime. Yet, none of them are getting arrested for the crimes that they commit against us. So this is why we're here today. We're here today because we saw them ratcheting up the policing that we saw on the streets. We're here today because institutional racism is at play in the heart of the policy making, decision making that goes on inside this building here today. We're here today to tell them cease and desist. That if our politicians, and I should tell you, we met with our most senior black politicians. We met with David Lammy. We met with the Mayor of London. We met with the leader of Haringey Council. All of them happen to be black or politically black. Lammy, Joseph Ejiofor, the leader of Haringey Council, in which Tottenham is situated, and with, what's the mayor's name again? Sadiq Khan. We met with them. And in a room, in a space, when there was no cameras, when there was no media, they was able to talk to us about institutional racism. They told us that they knew it was emanating from this place. They told us that they knew it infected this space. They told us that they knew it was in their every action, behavior, policy and procedure. And then they came out of that room and they became mealy-mouthed politicians. Don't let no one tell you that black representation in this mainstream 2-party political system helps, because that is foolishness. Geographical representation doesn't help. Having an MP for Tottenham who happens to be black doesn't matter a damn. What we need is black MPs who are there because we voted them in, because they're black and because they represent black voices. All minority and oppressed groups need their own representation. The system that they have there, firebomb that system. So we're here today to tell them that no matter how small our numbers might be now, we say, cease and desist, or there will be no or if you give us no justice, we'll give you no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. British police, racist police. Say it like you mean it. British police, racist police. British police, racist police. British police, racist police. British police, racist police. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. So I'm going to tell you, and we're going to give you a potted history of the black community's struggle against racist policing in this country. In 1980s, we used to occupy a space in Tottenham called the Broadwater Farm Estate. Don't think of it like young people think of it today, an estate. For us, it was a front line. Had nothing to do with an estate. It was a front line in the fight against racism, in the battle against injustice. It was a space that we created and we made safe for young black boys to come and hang out without police harassment. It was a safe space until we set up our own youth association, started to engage with local authorities, bring in and deliver services into our communities, and the police didn't like that. The police ended up arresting his brother and going to his mother's house for no lawful reason, because they didn't have a search warrant to go there. They stole the key during the questioning. They stole his brother's key, went into his mum's house, just opened the door, didn't ring the bell, didn't kick off the door, make all that noise that they normally do that will allow you to know that the police are here. Went into his mum's house, pushed her over, thereby causing her death. How do I know that? Because I wasn't there. I know it because the inquest verdict was accidental death, not natural causes. The accident was that the police pushed her over and did nothing to protect her afterwards. The police searched the home, allegedly. There was one room in the home where the door was locked. They didn't go in there. And later on they said, we didn't go in there because we didn't think there was anything in there. Imagine that. You're on a raid and you don't go into the locked room. They had no reason to be going to. I'm not going to take Patrick's story. But what I'm telling you is, when we as young people heard this in 1985, we decided we was not going to have it. We wanted to protest just as we wanted to protest here today, and they tried to stop us from protesting. One thing you can't do to the oppressed people when they want to have their voices heard is tell them that their voices cannot be heard, because they'll start to scream and shout, and that's what we did. We stood up and they fell down, and in a matter of hours 243 of them was injured, one of them was dead, and we were setting some records. After that we had the most extensive and intensive policing investigation in the history of British policing up until today. And as I said, they framed my brethren Winston Silcock. But I'm going to bring in Patrick Jarret here. I'm going to bring in Patrick, right? The son of Cynthia Jarret. Give him a big hand.
Yeah, hello everybody, and thanks for turning up, supporting everybody, causes here. Well, what can I say? Where would be this world, this is my question, where would we be in this world today if it wasn't for black people? Come think about it. Think about it. And, you know, slavery finished 500 years ago. But it never finished. Or 600 plus whatever. No man, that one from long time. Finish, yeah. They start, yeah, but it finished in that time there, yeah. Well, they only just change it up, and they still oppressing us in different ways and different forms. There's horrible things they do. With our money, everything. They can do what they want. I grew up, like Stafford said, in the 70s, and we was faced with racism. Straight up, no joke. Hell's Angels, skinheads, teddy boys, the system, the police, work, everywhere we turn, we got the door slammed in our face. All they wanted to do to me is control us and dehumanize us and just make us feel like shit. We're gonna fight every day because it's inbred. The thing is inbred. Yeah? How many white people here can tell me, honestly, if they've never heard racism amongst their friends, people they know? We've all encountered it. It won't go away. No way, no way, no way. So all we can do, like I said before, is just demonstrate, march, etc., etc. You know, we contribute to this world a lot, too much. Yeah, and they still want to oppress us. Why? What do we do then? They set all the same things to us, all the gangland stuff and all that. It's their fault. I don't care what anybody says. It's the system's fault. They stop us from disciplining our children, even that. So our kids can look at us and tell us hearts dead and cold fucking fucked. You get me? It's tactics. Everything about this thing is tactics to me. Yeah, I'm sorry to say, but racism will always be there against us. You know, my mum died we're driving along in the procession. This could make me cry. And we're going along the road in the hearse and stuff, and on the corner of the one road is a police van. Now, meat wagoners, we call them. Every single fucking police had on a monkey mask. Yeah, every police had on a monkey mask. How do you think I feel? I can never forget it. It haunts me. And this is the shit we have to pick up with. When my mother died, and after there was trouble, and it died down a bit, they start on my kids. Yeah, because I wasn't there. Yeah, so they didn't bother me, but they started on my kids. And you know, every time, because every time now they come, my little kids, grandkids get in trouble, they kick off the door. They're running. Ah, Cynthia Jarret's kids. You lot are next. Yeah, they didn't stop. They locked them up in the end. They could have done better in life, but it's the system, man. I blame the system. They didn't help my daughter because they didn't want to. Because their plan is to just, if we can't get you, we'll get the next one down the line. And I was followed for years. I was followed for years. You know, I mean, no one can tell me nothing. I know I was followed. And like I said, racism can't die. I've got to stop now, all right? And thank you.